So how did this happen? Well, the beginning. Alco-pops. That's what we call them in the US. I know you have them here. There's a particular sleight of hand that the industry did in the US that I don't think they've done to the same extent up here in Canada, where because availability and pricing is so different for us for malt-based beverages than for spirits-based beverages, in the US the industry basically pretended that these were malt-based beverages. And they marketed them as a beer. That enabled them to put them on television advertising, and the Smirnoff Ice in particular played a leading edge for building brand loyalty to Smirnoff, the whole Smirnoff family of products. This is all about developing brand loyalty at an early age because the industry knows that this is when brand loyalty develops, that most people by their early 20s have developed their brand loyalty. So what were they saying? Diageo rolled out Smirnoff Ice in the US market. It suddenly put the once stodgy Smirnoff name on the tips of millions of echo boomers' tongues. That was in 2003. And who were the echo boomers in 2003? They were Americans born from 1980 to 1995. That's the definition of an echo boomer. So in 2003, they were between 8 and 23 years old. This was the market that Diageo was talking about for Smirnoff Ice. You can see that wonderfully adult-oriented graphic. And you know, the beauty of this category is that it brings in new drinkers, people who really don't like the taste of beer. This was Marlene Koulis, the director of new products at Anheuser-Busch, because of course Anheuser-Busch had to get in on the act. They're our largest beer company, so they partnered with Bacardi to produce Bacardi Silver, which is another of the Alcopop type products. And the industry said over and over again this was oriented to new drinkers, to entry-level drinkers, and so on. Well, just going back for a minute, people who really don't like the taste of beer, who are those people? Females. Females, primarily on college campuses in the US, this stuff is known as chick beer. We also have a particularly dangerous offshoot of this category of beverages, which I know you have as well, and you actually have more of it than we have, and these are the caffeinated alcoholic beverages. I've spent a little time in your government stores in Nova Scotia and took some pictures there because I couldn't quite believe how many of them you had. These are no longer permitted to have caffeine in them in the US. The malt-based beverages, at least, the spirits-based caffeinated beverages are still on our market, but the malt-based ones, the Food and Drug Administration in the US asked the companies to provide the evidence that they used to determine that caffeinated malt alcoholic beverages could generally be regarded as safe, and the companies could not come up with any evidence.